the national headquarters of our great party, the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP. Once again, we at NNPP consider you media practitioners as partners in the efforts to enthrone an enduring democracy in our dear country. It is now very clear that our democracy is under serious threat, and there is the need for urgent, concerted efforts to save it from total annihilation. 2, without being immodest, our party can pride itself as a party that is not desperate for power. That is why, in spite of the shortcomings of the last general election, especially with regards to the disenfranchisement of millions of our voters across the country, we decided not to approach the tribunal in view of the tense situation in the country then. Instead, we decided to focus on building our great party for future electoral engagements, hoping the future is bright for the growth of the democracy in Nigeria. 3, unfortunately, the judgment by the Kano State Election Petition Tribunal on the March 18, 2023 governorship election is capable of ending whatever confidence one has in the judiciary of this great country. The reported judgment nullified the free, credible, and globally acclaimed fair election of our governorship candidate, Engineer Abba Kabir Yusuf, and presently awarded the election to the APC candidate Nasiru Wawuda. 4, the tribunal arrived at the unjust judgment by unfairly subtracting 165,663 votes. That's 165,663 votes from the governorship's tally in order to enable it unfairly award the election results to the candidate of the ruling APC. In doing so, the tribunal obviously affirms its belief that the vote tally of the APC candidate was sacrosanct. The Supreme Court, in many cases, has stated its position on this matter in similar judgments. 5, it is going to be a hard nut to crack for the Kano State Election Petition Tribunal to convince a non-partisan Nigerians that in an election cycle with 5 different polls, presidential, senatorial, House of Representatives, governorship, and House of Assembly, the NNPP won in all except the governorship election. For the sake of emphasis, the NNPP presidential candidate, His Excellency Senator Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso, PhD, FNSC, defeated the candidate of All Progressive candidate in Kano election, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, with a very wide margin. In the same vein, NNPP won 2 senatorial seats as against APC 4, and in the House of Us against the against APC, which is 1 seat. NNPP also won 18 seats of House of Representatives against APC 4. And in the House of Assembly, NNPP won a clear majority seat against the APC meager number of seats. And yet, the Kano State Election Petition Tribunal believes it was overvoting that gave an NNPP majority vote in the governorship election. We want APC to know that it is not possible to hide behind one finger. Their threat to take Kano back by all force, like a mirage, has only materialized momentarily. NNPP will get back its mandate freely given by the people of Kano State within the ambit of the law and the provision of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. 6. We wish to state emphatically that although the judgment was a clear and deliberate miscarriage of justice and therefore a disappointment, our faith in the judiciary remains unshaken. Every discerning person knows that NNPP won in all the elections in Kano State. The APC knew right from the very beginning that it was hugely unpopular in Kano State. That led it to declare total war on the people of the state during the last election. You will recall that a sitting member of the House of Representatives led a group of hired hoodlums to our secretariat and burned down the building with our members inside and committed cold-blooded mass murder of innocent people in broad daylight. The blood of those murdered during the election is crying for justice and will continue to haunt the perpetrators to that their own ultimate end. This and many other wanton lawlessness visited on the people of the Kano State without some of those in law enforcement raising a voice, much less lifting a finger, are part of the reasons why they would want to spare no effort in attempting to mount this electoral haze in broad daylight by all innocent means and decent means, and rob the people of Kano State of the mandate they have freely given to their governor. But we have bad news for them. They have already failed because, like all present daylight robbery, the perpetrators are known and the exercise will ultimately prove futile. 7. The NNPP recall with regret that this tribunal has simply replayed the unholy scripts of 2019 by overturning the will of the people and awarding election results to those who evidently and glaringly proven to have lost the election. 8. The NNPP will appeal this most unfair judgment. We call on our millions of supporters in Kano and in the rest of the country to remain calm, be law-abiding, and maintain the peace. This glaringly lopsided judgment cannot stand the test of natural justice and fair play. 9. At this juncture, it is pertinent to ask why is the guilty running when no one is pursuing them. After attempting to steal the people's mandate, they declared 24 hours curfew on the state. After depriving the people of their sacred mandate they are freely given to their governor, the desperate politicians who want to deprive the people their God-given freedom of expression and freedom of movement, as well as indeed their livelihood. As if the result visited on the people of Kano State yesterday was not enough, they are restricting them to their houses. The poor people have nothing to eat inside their houses, and now they cannot go out to look for their daily bread because those who want to steal their mandate are scared of the people. Finally, we call on the judiciary to do the needful. We look forward to a more impartial judgment in the next round of litigation. 63 sub 2. You see, I will read. I quote. I'm not a lawyer, but I think I have to borrow from a constitution reading for you to see. If a returning officer is satisfied that a ballot paper which does not bear the official mark was from a book or a booklet which was furnished to the presiding officer of the polling unit in which the vote was cast for use at the election in question, he or she shall, notwithstanding the absence of the official mark, which is that your stamp, count that ballot paper. In that case, it has indicated to you clearly now that from the question you asked, that the NNPP and the INEC acted within the ambit of the law. That is on that. Then we now move to the daily trust. Your question was whether the democracy, as we quoted there, is under threat. Everybody knows that whenever you don't follow the procedure, you are not putting a precedent for others to follow. If you go and do a kangaroo things outside, what do you expect? If what you garbage out is what you are going to receive inside. Or what you garbage inside, you also bring what. So there's always room to follow the due process. If the due process is not followed, the democracy is under threat. That's what we mean. We are not going to be in a other jungle city than to go back to the judiciary and still seek redress so that the due process will follow. That is the threat. Ordinarily, the judiciary should not be the one deciding the fate of the democracy if the rules are being followed. So the operators or the system of this democracy must learn to follow the process. That's what we mean by threat. And we still maintain that for this our democracy to move out from being nascent democracy to the real democratic principle, we should follow the due process. Then that of the nation, the issue mentioned that we only said issue concerning governorship. Yes, a lot of press conferences have been, because it was not yesterday. This particular press conference is just for what happened yesterday. We've been doing that, and we are some of the one we lost. We're already in a court of appeal. And take note, once you're already in court of appeal, there are certain things you don't say, otherwise you become prejudiced. Yes, you finish one, you go to one. The fact that you fail first exam does not mean you will not pass the second one. We are on the track. We are going to court of appeal. We have faith in judiciary, and they are going to give us justice because we are going to court of appeal.